So let me ask you something. What if the most productive part of your workday happened when you weren't even at your desk? Seriously, imagine you're in a meeting, maybe grabbing lunch, and back on your computer, and AI is actually finishing that report you've been dreading. Sounds kind of like science fiction, right? Well, today we're going to break down a new tool that says it can do exactly that.
And there it is, right on the screen. This is the promise. And you got to pay attention to the language here. They're not saying it helps you or assists you. The word is finishes. That is a huge claim. So to really get what that means, we first need to talk about the problem it's trying to solve.
Right. The problem has a name, the operational grind. And you know exactly what this is. It's all that stuff that just magically appears and swallows up your entire day, your whole week even. You know, you started your job or your company to do the big, important, creative work, but somehow you end up just managing the chaos. The work starts to own you.
And just look at this list. I mean, come on. Who hasn't lost an entire afternoon to cross-referencing spreadsheets, or trying to make a report look decent, or digging through old emails to piece together what happened? It's that soul-crushing work that you have to do, but it feels like it's stopping you from doing the work you're actually supposed to be doing. It's the ultimate bottleneck.
Okay, so if that grind is the villain, then what we're talking about today, Abacus Cowork, is supposed to be the hero. And the creators are very clear. This is not just another AI chatbot or assistant. They're calling it something different, a whole new category. They're calling it an AI agent.
So what's the difference? Well, think about it like this. An AI assistant is like asking someone to go get a book from the library for you. An AI agent, on the other hand, is like asking someone to go read 10 books, understand them, write a brand new report summarizing all of them, and then hand you the finished paper. It's all about autonomy. It doesn't just fetch, it executes.
And the way you use it sounds almost too easy. It's basically a three-step process. First, you just point it. You literally just select a folder on your desktop with all your messy files in it. Second, you describe what you want, just using normal language. Hey, turn this mess into a report. No fancy coding or prompt engineering. And third, you just get it done. It gives you back a polished, ready-to-go result. That's it.
Okay, but before we get into the cool demos, we have to talk about the big elephant in the room with any AI tool: privacy and security. And this is a huge deal. They make it super clear that your files stay on your machine. You're not uploading your sensitive company data to the cloud. It all happens locally, and crucially, your data is never, ever used for training their AI models. That's a promise.
All right, so the idea sounds amazing, but does it actually work? This is where we get to the proof. We're going to walk through 3 real-world demos to see exactly how this thing can take a folder full of absolute chaos and spit out something you can actually use.
Okay, demo number 1 is for anyone who's ever had to deal with expense reports. You know the drill, a folder overflowing with messy receipts, random invoices, budget spreadsheets. It's a nightmare. So you just point the agent at that folder, and what you get back is a clean 6-page audit report. We're talking an executive summary, it rates how severe the issues are, and it even gives you a table of what to do next. It finds the errors for you. That is hours, maybe even a full day of work, just done.
Next up, a big one for the tech folks out there. Your system goes down. It's stressful. And then, the worst part, someone has to write the postmortem. Ugh. So here, the agent takes all the raw data. We're talking server logs, alert histories, even those frantic Slack conversations. And it reconstructs the entire timeline. It doesn't just list facts. It builds the story of what happened, figures out the root cause, and even lays out a plan to fix it. That's taking pure chaos and turning it into clarity.
And finally, let's look at something for the creative and marketing side. You spend all this time creating great long-form content, like a podcast, but then you have to chop it up for social media, which takes forever. In this demo, you give it the transcripts from 5 episodes. What do you get back? 15 ready-to-publish pieces of content. Not just random snippets, but formatted LinkedIn posts, proper Twitter threads, and even scripts for short videos. It understands the different platforms. That's your content pipeline, basically on autopilot.
So, okay, it's pretty clear this thing can save you a ton of time. But if you're only thinking about it as a productivity hack, you're kind of missing the point. The much bigger idea here is about what this does for a business, for your competitive edge.
And of course, for any serious business, you can't have an advantage if your tools aren't secure. So they really double down on this. You've got the control because it's on your machine. But on top of that, the platform has the heavy-duty enterprise-level certifications, SOC 2 Type 2, HIPAA compliant. This is the stuff that lets your IT department sleep at night. It's built to be trusted with real business data.
And this right here, this quote,
really nails the whole idea. Think about it. The founders, the leaders who get this first, they're going to be playing a completely different game. Imagine one team buried in spreadsheets and reports, and another team that has all of that automated. That second team can spend all its brain power on strategy, on customers, on building the future. They're just going to operate on a whole other level.
So how do you get your hands on this? Well, they make it pretty easy to try out. It's just $7 for your first month. That's a super low-risk way to just see for yourself. You can throw one of your own tedious tasks at it and see if it can actually change how you work.
Which really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. The takeaway here isn't just about AI doing tasks. It's about what you could do with all that reclaimed time and mental energy. So I'll leave you with this. Think about your to-do list right now. What's that one tedious, mind-numbing task you would hand over to an agent this afternoon?